What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Hannah. If you're not new, welcome back. I am a lifestyle YouTuber. I'm currently based out of New York City. I do a wide variety of content, but mainly vlogs, but I also do like fashion hauls, beauty videos, challenges, travel videos, like you name it, I probably do it. I really am all over the board, but mainly vlogs. So if you like weekend in my life vlogs or New York City vlogs or day in my life vlogs, work vlogs, you should stick around and subscribe down below. You can also follow my Instagram if you want to keep up with some more content from me. It's at hgriddle. It's always linked in the description of every single video. So now that I've plugged myself, let's get right into this video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys tips on how to live alone, and this is from someone that actually struggles with living alone. And I know what you guys are thinking, like, why is someone that struggles living alone giving tips on how to live alone? And I kind of questioned that myself, which is why it took me a really long time to film this video, because I'm like, I shouldn't be giving out advice when I'm someone that struggles with it myself. I also mainly feel like I'm kind of the perfect person to be filming this video, because I highly doubt that people that are searching up like how to live alone when you struggle with it or how to live alone in general are people that are good about living alone. So you can maybe take advice from someone that struggles with it as well, and you can connect to me if you struggle with it as well. So I feel like, you know, it kind of makes me the perfect person to be handing out the bits and pieces that I've learned throughout my time of living alone. Also, just want to give a disclaimer that all the advice, all the opinions, all the tips that I'll be giving out in this video are clearly my own opinion. I'm just a girl living alone trying to help out others that may struggle with living alone. So all of these tips come from my own personal experience. I just hope that maybe even one of these tips helps you if you are living alone or you're about to live alone and you are scared of it or you struggle with it. I just hope that this video helps you in some way, shape, or form. I also just want to throw out that just because you struggle with living alone or you don't like living alone doesn't mean that you're a weak person. I feel like there's such a bad stigma behind not liking or not loving living alone, and for me, for a while there, it was really hard to understand that, like, why me as someone that's such an independent person struggles with something that should be so easy for me, because I am an independent person, if that makes sense. I'm the type of person that will literally like travel on my own. I've literally gone to another country on my own. I'm the type of person that will go to a restaurant on my own. I'll go to a cafe on my own. I'll do all of these things on my own. So the fact that I'm such an independent person but yet still struggle to live alone is just such an interesting situation for me, and something that I've definitely had to come to terms with. Like, it doesn't quite make sense in my head. So if you're in that same boat, you're not alone. It is a really weird feeling, and I never pegged myself as the type of person that would really hate living alone, because I do like my space and I do like my own setup, and I like to be able to do my own things and decorate things the way that I want to do. I'm like a little bit controlling. It's fine. So I never pegged myself as the type of person that would be filming a video like this or that would be struggling like this, but here we are. And you're not alone, and you're not weak, and you're not any less of an independent human if you don't like living alone. So I'm going to break this video down into specific tips. If you see me looking down at my phone like I have been, I wrote all these tips out on my phone. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't forgetting anything and that I was giving you guys the most beneficial tips that I possibly could. So I've been compiling this list for over a month now, just to make sure that I hit every talking point that I could possibly hit. Tip number one is to make your space super comfortable. Make your apartment your safe space. So what I mean by that is like decorating it the way that you want to decorate it. Make it super comfy, make it super cozy. When I first moved into this apartment, I signed a short 6-month lease, so I was like, I'm gonna get as minimal amount of furniture as I possibly can. I'm just gonna get cheap stuff. I don't care if the apartment's half empty. I'm just going to get what I need for the 6 months that I'm there, and then after that, if I extend my lease or do whatever, then I can think about getting more furniture. And that was probably my number one mistake, is that me leaving my apartment half empty and me not decorating it the way that I wanted to decorate it honestly made the apartment feel way emptier and way more lonely than it needed to be. So I would say that if you're in the same situation, maybe get new bedding that you find super cozy. Maybe fill up your apartment with little like wall hangings, different decor pieces that are really cheap but like simple to like fill up the space. Maybe that means getting a really big comfy chair to sit in the corner so that you can have your movie nights in like a comfy chair with a big blanket and a pillow. For me, it also meant getting a desk so that I could separate my workspace from my dining space and my bedroom space. So I have my desk in my living room on the wall, and for a while there I was working off of my dining room table. I quickly realized that I needed to not do that and I just needed a separate space, so I invested in that. Little things like that can really go a long way when you are living alone. Tip number 2 is leaning on friends. I am very fortunate enough to have all of my best friends and my boyfriend in the city that I live in currently, even though I do live alone. So honestly, 9 times out of 10 I'm probably with either one of them. I'm probably either like with my friends or with my boyfriend. I am very rarely in this apartment for too long by myself. I'm probably out and about like 4 out of the 7 days a week, which I know I'm very fortunate enough to be able to say that. I know not everyone can. I really do feel for those that have maybe moved to a city that they don't know anyone and are living by themselves, because I personally have never been in that situation and I've never experienced that, so I can't really give advice on that other than to maybe try to connect with people that you have maybe mutual friends with, or connect with people that you have like a short tie to. Try to build friends that you can lean on so that you don't feel as alone in the city that you're in. Tip number 3 is getting out of the apartment at least once per day. I personally like to break up my day with a walk, so if you guys watch the vlogs, you guys will see that I'll go on like a midday walk every single day for my lunch break from work, or I'll go on an evening walk, or I'll go on a walk 2 to 3 times a day. It really just depends, but I feel like the days that I am trapped in my apartment when it's raining outside or when it's snowing outside are the days that I feel the most cooped up and the most alone. When I'm able to get outside and when I'm able to go for a walk, whether it's just to go for a walk around the block, go to sit in the park, go get a coffee or something like that, those are the days that I feel less alone. So I feel like really getting out of my apartment, even if it's for 30 minutes to an hour at a time, help my situation a lot. So I would definitely recommend trying to incorporate that into your daily routine. Tip number 4 would be to surround yourself with people even if they're strangers. And I know that that sounds a little bit weird, but what I mean by that, go to a workout class where you're surrounded by other people, or go sit at a coffee shop where you're surrounded by other people, or go to the gym where you're surrounded by other people. Even if you might not be directly interacting with those people in that same environment, it makes you feel better just knowing that there are other people around you, because when you're in your apartment, you're literally all alone. There's no one around you in the apartment with you. But when you go out and you sit at a coffee shop and you have people doing work with you, or you go and you do a workout class and people working out with you, it helps fill that sense of loneliness that you were feeling before, or at least it's helped me in the past. So I would recommend doing that as well. Tip number 5 is always have something playing in the background to fill up the space. So I feel like one of the worst possible things that you could do is sitting in your apartment alone without any music or any background noise, because it literally makes you feel like you're going insane and all you have to listen to are your own thoughts. So I personally really like playing like Disney Plus in the background. It's very lighthearted, very nostalgic, makes me think of my childhood, very happy content. I'll also play podcasts in the background, YouTube videos. I'll just cue YouTube videos all day, Netflix, you name it, you can put in the background. You could even put jazz music in the background all day. I just feel like playing something to really fill up the space helps a lot, because like I said before, there's literally nothing worse than sitting in a quiet space for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Ooh, that sounds awful. So playing something in the background to really fill up the space definitely helps. Tip number 6, I would say utilize FaceTime. And I know that this is definitely a lot easier said than done, but even if you're FaceTiming a friend or your significant other or a family member for an hour each day, it makes you feel less lonely. It makes you feel like you have someone there with you and can really help pass the time by and like put a smile on your face. Tip number 7 would be to keep yourself busy. So what I mean by this is to maybe pick up a new hobby like reading. You could start a new YouTube channel. You could sign up for a new workout class that you go to every day. You could sign up to maybe do a tennis club, like something like that. I would say pick up a new hobby and keep yourself busy. Give yourself something to do. So for me, I love to keep myself busy. I work full-time, I do YouTube. I'm also a part-time MBA student. I love hanging out with friends. I love hanging out with my boyfriend. I've picked up reading again. I love journaling, writing. Gaming is like a new thing. I literally bought a Nintendo Switch so that I could play like all the Mario games and Fortnite and stuff like that. So picking up a hobby, keeping yourself busy, also helps, because if you're busy and you're constantly doing something, you don't feel as though you need to be entertained by other people. I notice a difference on the days where I'm really busy versus the days that I am not really busy. On the days where I really don't have a lot of schoolwork, or I don't have anything to do for YouTube, or my work is slow, or the days where I tend to sit there at my desk and be like, wow, like I am really bored, I really hate living alone, I wish someone was here with me, versus the days that I am busy, like I have a YouTube video to edit, I have schoolwork to do, my work is busy, I have a gym plans after work. The days where I'm busy, I'm like, don't really think about the fact that I am alone very much. Next tip is give yourself some sort of routine for that day and for each day. So this could mean making a set morning routine that you do each morning that you look forward to, making a set night routine that you do every night that you look forward to. Maybe every Thursday morning you go try out a new coffee shop somewhere near you and you get a new coffee. Maybe every Tuesday you try a new happy hour place and try to meet a new friend, stuff like that. So I would say like maybe set like a daily routine, but also like a weekly routine. So every Tuesday you do something, every Thursday you do something, maybe every weekend you go and try out a new hike, or maybe every weekend you try to escape the city or something like that. Something of that sort, so that it gives you something to really look forward to. And then the above kind of falls in line with my next point of giving yourself things to look forward to that are fun and outside of where you live. So maybe that's planning a trip, or planning a new hike, or planning to go visit a town near you, or trying a new workout class, or exploring a new part of the city that you've never explored before. Like kind of planning out weeks in advance of things to do each week. So next week you could plan to go on a weekend trip outside the city. The weekend after that you could plan to explore this part of the city. The weekend after that you could plan to go for a new hike. Like really give yourself something to look forward to and something that makes you super excited and super happy to be in the place that you're in. That's it for all the tips that I have for you guys. I feel like these tips have really helped me significantly, so I feel like they could help you significantly. I know that they're very generic, but I promise that they have helped me. Like I said, I am an independent person, so living alone has just been such an interesting experience for me, and it's definitely one that's super valuable, even if you don't like it. And you don't never know whether or not you're gonna like something until you try it. I've tried it, I don't like it. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna end up living alone again in the future. So it's just something that I have to get used to, and I think it's something that you definitely can get used to. I'm not saying that like if you hate living alone now, you won't like living alone in the future. I do think that it's something that just takes time. Maybe you'll never get used to it. Maybe it's just not your thing. For me, I personally don't love it, but like I could do it again if I have to. I just have to take into account all the tips that like I provided you guys and all the tips that I found that work for myself, and really incorporate those into my routine and think about those when I do feel more lonely on certain days. I hope that this video helped some of you guys, and I just want you to know that you're definitely not alone in this situation, and you've got this, and I believe in you. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end off today's video. If you're not already subscribed, you should subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.